What is up, guys? How's it going? Attacking Toucans here, welcoming you to a new Let's Play of a game called Factory Town. Now, this game has been a guilty pleasure of mine for the past several months, and I am very excited to bring a small and chill Let's Play of it to you guys. So for a quick overview of the game, this is the sandbox game that allows you to build your own town that works and operates similar to a factory. So you create a town that's self-sustaining, where everything is automated, and your goal is just to constantly expand your town, upgrade it, find new resources, and find new ways to optimize it. There's literally like no level to how large or optimized of a town you create, and I think that is really neat, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to be able to create in this Let's Play. So that's the best way to explain the game, but I think the best way to really understand it is just to play the game itself. So let's go ahead and get started. So every time you start a new game, you build a new randomly generated map. Now there's a lot of different options for the map creation, and I'm not going to really go through these, but the one I do want to look at is the starting biomes. There is a lot of different biomes you can play in, but I'm just going to stick to the plain plains and rivers. So let's go ahead and create this map. Now we are in here, and first thing I want to point off is I just love the graphic style of this game. It's really simplistic, but I think it's also really effective with how saturated everything is and like the polygonal style of a lot of these items. It almost seems like you're playing like with like a little play set, and these are all like little peg trees and rocks stuck into a pegboard. And if we zoom out, we can see a lot of resources and geographical formations. So we have like rivers, mountains, lakes, plains, hills. Sometimes you'll see other biomes even in these maps. And you can also purchase these pieces of land off to the side, although we do not have enough money to do that right now. And there's a lot of different resources as well. So we have trees, iron, stone, coal, grain. There's like sugarcane, potatoes. There's a lot of different stuff. And we'll be getting into what all of these do, because almost everything in this game has a pretty significant use. So the very first thing you do is you got to build a base. And we have like a little bit of a tutorial on the side of the screen that we're going to be following pretty loosely. And I'll be explaining everything. I'm not going to read all the tutorial boxes or anything. But if we press the build button down here, which you can access with the B hotkey, I'll be doing that the whole entire Let's Play, we're able to build our base. So I'm going to put this in an area that's really convenient for the early game, and that is an area that is close to stone and wood, because those are the two main resources we're going to need early on. I'm kind of liking this little area, just kind of like tucked away in the middle of a bunch of resources. All right, there we go. We have a base, level 1. And doing this provides us with 4 workers. Well, it should be 4 workers. Where's the fourth one? I think he might have disappeared. Oh, there's only 3 workers. I guess the other one just got swallowed up by the land. Well, we can add a 4th one. There we go. It normally starts you off with 4. I'm not sure what happened to the other one, but it's okay. We can have these workers do literally anything we want practically, and they'll keep whatever task you have them do, they will carry out that task until you either have them do something else or until it's impossible for them to do that task again. So I want these workers to bring stone and wood to our base. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna click on a worker, I'm gonna click and drag whatever resource I want back to the location I want the resource to go to. So I'm having these guys bring wood back into the base. I'm gonna have one of them start accumulating stone. We won't need too much stone right now, but it's good to start like stockpiling it. And let's have 3 of them gather wood. And just to make this a little bit faster for them, I'm gonna build like a little bit of a footpath for them to walk on, because they walk way more quickly when they're on a footpath. The AI of these guys is pretty neat, honestly. They are always programmed to take the quickest route possible in whatever situation they're in, but we'll get more into that later. All right, so we have gathered some wood. Now we're going to use this wood to build some houses. So let's build a couple of these houses real fast. So I want to choose a little nice area for this town. Let's go ahead and build like a little waterfront town. That'd be kind of cute. Perfect. I like it. So we built some houses, and before I go any further, let me explain a little bit of this user interface that we have on the screen. Starting off with the top left-hand corner. So the very first piece of information we have is the base level, which is the level of our base, which we can upgrade. Down in this bottom right-hand corner, we need 5 wood planks in order to upgrade it, but upgrading the base allows us to raise our house building capacity. So right now we can build 4 houses, but once we upgrade our base, we'll be able to build more of those. And we build houses because the more houses you have, the larger your worker capacity. So right now we have 4 out of the possible 8 workers that we can place on the map. And then the last one on this line is the happiness. So we raise our happiness by bringing goods such as like clothing, food, medicine, and things along those lines to these houses. In the second line, we have all of our currencies. So we have 4 colors of coins: yellow, red, blue, and purple. Yellow coins are the least valuable, and purple coins are the most valuable, and those are pretty rare. We won't be seeing those for a while. We'll just be sticking with yellow coins for a while. And then below that is a list of all of the main resources that we'll be using throughout the game. Now these aren't all of the resources, not even like close to all the resources you can find in the game, but these are like all the main things that you use for building the majority of the base structures in the game. In the bottom left-hand corner, we have a bunch of different options that I'm honestly not going to get into right now because that would take a bit of time and it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense until we make it a bit further into this Let's Play. And then the center bar is pretty much just like a bunch of quick select options, so all the things you'll be using the most. You can customize this however you want, but I'll just be leaving it the same as it is right now. We built some houses, we built some more workers, and now we're going to supply these houses with some food. So let's have each of these workers bring these houses grain so we can start accumulating some wealth, because they do sell the grain to the houses. Nothing in life comes free, even in Factory Town. So doing that, we're going to start accumulating some money, and there's lots of things you can buy with money. Moving onwards, the next thing we're going to want to build is a lumber mill, so we can start turning this wood into usable planks. So in order to build a structure like this, you need to have some space in your capacity, because it does take 1 worker to build this lumber mill, because you have to have somebody working inside the lumber mill. And I'm going to put this in the most optimized location possible. I'm going to place it at the bottom of this hill just because I want to put it in a spot where I can show you guys how chutes work later, which we just unlocked. New structure, chutes. We also got scaffolding, ramps, blocks, arches, bridges, and scaffolding, which we'll be using to build a lot of different things throughout this Let's Play. Now once we built the lumber mill, you have this like little floating box above it. If we click on this, we're able to assign a recipe for this lumber mill. So we want it to make planks. So we're going to click on this, and you can see the recipe listed right here. So we need 2 wood and 3 seconds to make a plank. So I'm going to have one of these workers bring planks to the lumber mill. And then we're also going to need a worker to bring the planks, once they're finished, to the base. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this so you can see the input. Whatever they input into the lumber mill, it gets put up here. You will see the item be produced in this bottom little section. And once it fills up, it'll appear in the output, and the guy will take it back to the base. And we can't use any of these resources unless they're in the base or in some sort of storage facility. We can't spend planks if they're just inside the lumber mill. They have to be in our actual inventory. So we have, how many planks do we have? We have 3. Another cool thing you can do with planks is you're able to build these chutes, which, this is actually perfect right here. I'm going to build a little chute right here. That's going to use up our planks, but it's going to be worth it. So this is a really cool thing, which we'll have a lot of options like this in the future, especially once we get like wagons, mine carts, conveyor belts, and that kind of stuff. But now if I click on the tree, I can have him bring it to the chute instead, and it'll roll straight down into the lumber mill, and that will save us even more time. It'll save the worker time, and we'll be able to make planks even faster. So instead of him having to run the whole entire way there, he only has to run 2 blocks, and it'll just easily fill up this lumber mill, and we'll start really producing planks at a much more quicker speed. Alright, the next thing it wants us to do is upgrade our houses. So there's a few things you can upgrade in the game. You can upgrade your base, and you can also upgrade your houses. Upgrading the houses will also increase your worker capacity. So there's 2 ways to increase your worker capacity. Build new houses or upgrade your current houses. So it costs 20 coins and 5 planks to upgrade this house, but once we do so, we'll add 2 more workers onto our capacity. Perfect. And now it's wanting us to build a food market. And before we do that, I want to talk a little bit more about footpaths. So like I said earlier, building footpaths makes it so these workers can move at an even quicker speed along the ground. And there's different levels of paths later. So later we'll be able to have stone paths, which these workers will run very, very quickly on. I want to check it out. We also have the resources required to upgrade our base. So let's go ahead and do that, and that will allow us to build 4 more houses. And so like pretty much it's just kind of like an ever-feeding loop. The more stuff you do, the more stuff you unlock. And as you unlock more things, you'll be able to optimize your town so where everything just works self-sufficiently, and it's just able to get more and more optimized as time goes on. All right, so the next thing it wants us to do is build a food market. So let's go into our buildings, and here it is. It costs 5 stone and 10 wood. It's a pretty cheap object. And I'm going to place it, and if you scroll out, you can see the whole entire radius of the food market. So the food market will sell the objects that you bring to the market to all of the homes within that market. And this is really good to be able to equally distribute items. So instead of having to bring like the grain individually to each house, the market will be the middleman for that. We also have like a lime green square that is a smaller radius of all the buildings that are linked to the market. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what that does, but I think we'll figure it out. So I'm going to place this right here off to the side. I'm eventually going to excavate some of this area and get rid of some of these like potatoes and stuff. But for right now, this works. We'll have the workers get all this food out of here and we'll build houses on top of it. So I'm going to start bringing some potatoes to the market. And instead of these workers bringing the grain straight to the houses, they're also going to bring the grain to the market instead. So bring the goods here, guys. And like I said, they will start eventually just like selling the items to all of the houses in the radius. And we'll be able to start making even more money. Now let me go ahead and try to explain how the market works, because it is a little bit confusing. So if we click on it, we have all of the objects that we can bring to the market and distribute. So there's grains, meats, fruits and vegetables, dairy, and gourmet. So right now we're doing fruits and vegetables by bringing potatoes, and we're also doing grains by bringing grain. And there's different levels of each of these items. And whatever level something is, the more it's going to affect the happiness of the houses and also how much money you're going to be selling those items for. So grain is a numeral 1 item, so we're not making much money and it's not making people very happy. But in a little bit, we'll make a grain mill and we'll be bringing flour to the market instead. We'll be making more money from that, and also the residents will be a lot happier as well. And there's a lot of different like foods that we can bring to the market. Like later we'll be able to build a kitchen and we can start making even more refined dishes to start selling to the villagers. It's really cool how all of this works. Like it's very, very fascinating, and I love how in-depth everything is. So next, I guess we're gonna build the grain mill right now. Perfect. Let's go ahead and just build it right behind the market so we can easily transport these items. So we'll put the grain mill. Wait, the population isn't high enough. I guess we got to build some more houses as well. Easy enough to do. I'll build that house right next door. And then I'm going to build some houses across from it. I'm going to have 2 spaces in between the houses. That way people can easily get in between the houses. Let's go ahead and build some roads as well, just so it looks a little bit more finished. All right, grain mill time. Like I said, I'm going to place this right behind the market, so it'll be really quick and easy to bring the flour to the market. Let's choose a recipe. So there's 2 recipes. We can either make flour or animal feed. We're going to start off with flour because we don't have much use for the animal feed. And instead of having the workers bring the grain straight to the food market, we're going to have them bring it to the grain mill instead. And then we're going to need to have 1 more worker transport the flour to the market. So this will start making us more money, and will also be providing more happiness to all of our villagers. Should probably also, how many planks do we have? We have 34 planks. Let's make a few more roads. All right, that seems to all be moving pretty smoothly. Let's also upgrade all of our houses so far. We have a decent amount of planks, so we might as well have all of our houses at the level 2 for now. That way we can add all the workers that we need for right now. The next up on our list is we want to build a workshop. So we can make stuff from food, but we can also make stuff from the resources that we're cultivating as well. So right now we have planks, but we want to do some stuff with that planks. So let's get another building out here. This costs 10 wood and 10 planks. And I'm going to place this workshop. I'm just going to place it right here in the center. Although, as you can see, the ground is uneven here, so it's like automatically building some scaffolding for us, which is going to use a lot of our resources. So we should probably place this in a little bit of a more optimized area. I want to place it off to the side, but this iron ore deposit is in the way. But we can get rid of it if we go to our tools menu. There is a remove resources option. It costs 10 coins to remove a resource, but that's not too expensive. So now that that's out of the way, we can go ahead and tuck this right over into this corner. And this unlocks fences, half stairs, and wagons. Yes, wagons. That's the next thing we're going to be working towards. A wagon's awesome because it's equivalent to like 4 workers, and it moves way more quickly. So we're going to assign wooden wheels as our recipe to this workshop. and we're going to try to create wagons. So creating wagons is pretty easy enough. So we just got to create some wheels and have wheels in our inventory. So instead of having this guy bring the planks to the base, let's have him bring the planks to the workshop instead. And then with 2 planks and 5 seconds, we're able to create wheels. And we're going to have 1 more worker hired to be able to take the wheels to the base. So as you see, you kind of just got to keep adding workers over time because you need somebody to transport these items from one location to the other. But in the future, we'll be able to have conveyor belts, and those conveyor belts will just transport all of these items from one area to the next, and you can just create these like little automated factories that just does everything by itself, and it's just so cool to watch it all happen and come together. Because everything just starts off so basic, but then it all just gets so deep and complex later on. And I'm hoping I'll be able to keep up with the complexity of everything with my commentary. So as you can see up in the inventory section, we have 3 wheels. And then also upgrading the base also expanded the amount of inventory space it had. It originally only had these 4 items up here, but once we upgraded it, it added 4 more lines. And once we upgrade it again, it'll add more. So we can have more and more stuff in the base. But in the future, we will barely even be using the base to hold on to items. Later we'll be building barns, and barns are like the main way you store your resources and keep all of your stuff organized. Alright, so this is ready to upgrade again. Should we upgrade our base first or build a wagon first? I almost think we should build a wagon first. Here we go. This is going to be our swaggin, because it is out here slaying. So a wagon has the capacity of holding 4 items, so I think we can even like harvest different items with the wagon. But the wagons are sort of limited. Since wagons don't have hands, they can't do certain specific things of labor, so we can't harvest grain with it. But we could take an object from one area to another in larger bulk and more quickly. So now that I'm looking at things, I don't really even think we have much of a use for this wagon. So we'll just have him come and chill over here to the side while he waits for something to do. It's weird. The wagons are like their own separate entities. They have like a mind and soul of their own, and they can just do whatever they want. And we also have enough wheels now to upgrade our base to level 3, which unlocks paper. Nice. Paper allows us to do a lot of research. There's a lot of things you can research and unlock. Alright, so what do we got next? We want to build a general store. Alright, so general store is how we sell items that aren't food. And there is a lot of different items. Like pretty much everything you build in your workshop, we will be able to sell at the general store. And also you can see that these workers, there's only a certain amount of potatoes that they're able to harvest from each of these little things. If you click on one, you can see how many potatoes are there. So there's 42 potatoes in this potato. And if it runs out of potatoes, these workers are smart enough to go to the next closest potato and start bringing even more potatoes until all of these potatoes are gone. Then we'll be able to build more houses here. I almost want to get rid of some of this grain, like it's all in our way. I'm not sure if I put this in the best location. Also, this guy's been cutting down a lot of trees and is like getting a little bit further away from his chutes. So let's make things a little bit easier for him. Let's curve the chute up this hill, and we'll just have him come over here for a second, bring this wood straight to this chute, and he's not even gonna have to move. He's just gonna, oh, he just cut down that tree. Okay, he'll have to move a little bit. But yeah, we're just gonna make it easier and easier for him. But we're definitely creating a decent amount of planks, and I think we could even create more. Let's bring another worker into the mix. Let's bring 2, we'll have 2 guys bringing logs to the chute. And you could really fill up the chute with a lot of logs. Like it really can't get too filled up. But yeah, that's gonna like double our production speed of planks, which we definitely need since we're using planks for a lot of stuff right now. All right, so yes, we're building a general store next. I was trying to decide where I want to put this bad boy. I'm thinking I want to place it probably, well, first off, let's just check how large the cell radius of this place is. Oh, it's really large, so we can honestly have it kind of off to the side over here. Yeah, let's do that. So the general store, this is how we get red coins. Pretty much everything we sell here will sell for red coins. You can hover over all of the objects that you can sell and see how many coins it'll sell for. So we can sell planks, paper, stone bricks here, and that's how we're going to start getting red coins. That's going to allow us to build other stuff that requires red coins. Is that how specific currencies work? I'm not sure if I'm over-explaining, but there's a lot to this game and I want to make sure everything's really clear. So now it's asking us to earn some red coins. So how many wheels do we have? I think we have enough wheels for now, so I'm going to go ahead and stop production at this workshop. It's going to go down to 0%. This guy isn't going to have anything to do because there's no more wheels. So instead of having this guy transfer planks. I'm actually going to just have him stop as well. He has a plank. Let's just have him take it to the base. And to make things even more efficient, I'm going to have the wagon transfer the planks to the general store. Because we're probably, we're outputting planks pretty quickly now that we have 2 guys bringing the logs here. So yeah, it's bringing 4 planks at a time. They're all going to come to this general store, and they should immediately sell for red coins. There we go. All right, we got red coins in our inventory now. Sick. What can we build with that? Good question. I actually don't fully know. A school. I guess a school is what we'll build with that. Every time you build one thing, you're able to build so many more things. So a school, all we need is 20 planks in order to do that. So I should probably stop selling the planks for right now. We honestly need to keep as much of these as possible. We need to start stockpiling them. So let's bring them back to the base. And let's even just add another worker to bring more planks into this lumber mill. So we're going to triple up production here. And should we add another worker to the lumber mill so we're able to produce things more quickly? Because there really isn't a reason to waste a worker on the lumber mill if the logs are being input into the lumber mill at the same rate they're being produced. It wouldn't really overall speed things up. Yeah, I think we're good with how it is right now. So right now we're unlocking most of the buildings just by fulfilling these tutorial requests. But moving forward, we're going to have to start manually unlocking a lot of these buildings by doing research. And we do that by building a school. Everybody's favorite place on Earth, am I right? And let's click on this. There is a lot of recipes we have locked. As you can see, a lot of these recipes is where things start getting pretty complicated later on. But we're going to start off with some of these basic things. Let's start off with either woodworking or masonry. What does this unlock? We'll be able to unlock barns if we do this, or we can unlock the stonemason by doing masonry. Let's start off by doing woodworking because barns actually really do come in handy. So in order for them to do research, they need paper, el papel. So I guess that's what we can actually have this workshop do instead. Instead of making wagon wheels, let's switch this recipe to paper. If that's in here. No, paper was in the lumber mill? Correct? Select recipe. Yeah, let's produce paper for now. We might even want to build another lumber mill. It wouldn't hurt. I'm going to build another lumber mill up here because we have way too much wood right now. And we don't really need to be collecting much more of it. So we'd be better off just by creating a lot of planks. So instead of having these guys bring logs to the base, let's have them bring the logs to this lumber mill instead. And then the recipe is going to be paper. Oh, we also need water to do that. Do we have water? No, we do not. We're going to have to build a well to get that. We're going to bring the paper to the base. And in order to get water, if we go to buildings and scroll down, yeah, here's the well. I'm going to place it right next to the lumber mill. And we're going to need 1 worker to individually bring buckets of water to the lumber mill as well. There's 2 ways to get water. You can either use a well, which is like the quick way in this instance, or we could even just literally have one of these workers bring water from the river over here. But that isn't really necessary. This is much quicker. All right, so we are now outputting paper, and this guy seems confused. Oh, he was the one gathering stone. We should still have him do that. What is this worker doing? I don't think anything. Okay, he's going to bring the paper to the base. All right, now that that is happening, do we need to bring the paper all the way over to the school? Yes, we are going to have to do that. So bringing it to the base isn't enough. So instead, I'm going to have him bring the paper. I'm going to have the wagon bring the paper over to this school because it is a pretty far distance to travel. And what is happening here? Oh, did I change the output to paper here? I should keep this at planks. And there's some paper in storage. I think we can just get rid of it. Yeah, we can just delete something in here completely so we don't have to worry about it. All right, so we're creating planks again. We need to have somebody still taking these somewhere. Let's have the planks go back to the workshop. And is there anything in the workshop that we should be producing? Oh, we're at our population capacity again. Dang it. Here, let's upgrade. Can we upgrade our houses? No, we need to build new houses. Oh, look. They got the potatoes out of the way, so we can build another house next door. All right, let's go ahead and upgrade it as well. We can build 4 more residents, and we'll have them bring the planks to the workshop. And I'm not sure if we want to create wheels right now, because we have a decent amount of wheels. Well, I guess no, we'll have to make wheels. We don't really have anything else we can make out of planks. And wheels are pretty nice because we can sell them at the workshop for even more money. So right now we're not making any more red coins, so we'll make a lot more money if we sell wheels to the workshop instead of selling the planks. You definitely get rewarded for producing different resources. And this guy right here, I think he was bringing the wheels to the base, but I'd rather him bring the wheels over to the general store instead. Is everything okay? Oh, we need to add a worker to the workshop so they'll actually be produced in the first place. But yeah, here we go. We have a pretty functioning town right now. Our school is built, and we're able to do some research. Oh, this is the end of the tutorial. Perfect. So the tutorial doesn't get you too far, but it definitely teaches you the basics and gets a little town running that's pretty self-sufficient. But now that we have paper inside the school, let's start researching. Wait, did we already finish unlocking the woodworking? I think so. Okay, let's start unlocking masonry now. Some of these starting recipes that you can unlock go by very, very quickly. You don't need very many resources to do them, but as we get down here, you can see that it starts taking a lot more time to produce some of these items. Like some of these items take like 30 minutes to unlock, but right now all of this stuff is pretty easy. Because I'm pretty sure there's just tutorials that like teach you how the school works in the first place. And let's also build some footpaths that lead all the way to the school. That way the residents can quickly travel here. We should just have everything connected with the road, honestly. Perfect. They used quite a bit of planks, but now everything looks pretty connected. But anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here since we've just finished the tutorial. Let me know what you guys think about this game, if it's something that interests you. If it is, you can find it on the Steam store under Factory Town. It's a really pleasant game to play, and it's really easy to just waste hours upon hours playing this game, because the more you build, the more in-depth and crazy things get, and you can really just get hooked. And I'm excited to see what this town will turn into. We have a lot of space to work with, that's for sure. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button for me, and I will see you all in the next episode. Take care, guys.